Hi, I'm Barbara from Bee's Kitchen and Garden. Welcome to a gardening segment that talks about harvesting and enjoying your fruits and vegetables. I'm going to focus on 4 different plants today. 1, blueberries, 2, peas, 3, onions, and 4, zucchini. Let's get started with the blueberries. Blueberries are so healthful. They are wonderful for you, and they taste delicious. We actually found when we planted our blueberry bushes that although one plant can cross-pollinate itself and produce fruit, it's better if you buy a couple of different varieties that cross-pollinate with each other. So we ended up buying 4 varieties. They all cross-pollinate with each other, and they have been producing wonderful crops for us. Blueberries are native to North America. They were a wild bush until in the 1930s, 2 people decided to try to cultivate and crossbreed the bushes, and we have a wonderful variety of blueberry bushes today because of their efforts, and a great fruit to eat. When the blueberries start producing, they really go to town. So we have a lot of birds that compete with us for harvesting, but we planted a bunch of bushes, so we have plenty for everyone. When you start picking blueberries, the important thing would be either eat them right away, like most things that you harvest, or freeze them. Blueberries, I just rinse in water, dry them, and then put them in Ziploc baggies, put the date on there, and they will last years in the freezer. So you can enjoy blueberries all year long. Peas are an example of when they're ready to harvest, they're ready to harvest. You might not always need peas for dinner that day, but once you harvest them, you either need to eat them or freeze them that very day to maintain that great flavor that fresh peas have. So we either eat them or I get them into the freezer right away. To freeze peas, it's very easy. Steam them for 2 or 3 minutes, then plunge them into ice cold water, let them dry, put them in Ziploc baggies, and put them in the freezer, and you'll have wonderful frozen fresh peas from your own garden. There's evidence that peas were probably cultivated in the Neolithic age, which is about 10,000 BC. It's when people changed from hunting and fishing to adding to that with farming and cultivating and domesticating both plants and animals. So they've been a nutritional staple for thousands of years. The onions I planted are doing really well, as you'll see. And what I love about them is they've been in the ground about 9 weeks, and now I can use the scallions, or the green onions, for cooking. So what I'll do is I'll pick one that's a little bit close to a second one, and I'll use it for cooking, and then the second one has more space to produce those large onions for the fall harvest. Onions also have a very long history. There's evidence of onions being grown in Egypt 5,500 years ago. So they've been a real addition to cooking ever since then. When harvesting your zucchini, try to cut them at around 8 to 9 inches. They're younger, they're tender. If you let them grow, they will grow huge. But they're sweeter and more tender when they're younger. You will find that all of a sudden your zucchini plants produce all at the same time. So you need to eat them and quickly freeze the ones that you can't eat to maintain that good, fresh flavor for later. What I use is a spiralator. Steam them for 2 to 3 minutes, plunge them into cold water, let them dry a little on a paper towel, and then put them in the Ziploc freezer bag, and you'll have great zucchini for a long time. Zucchinis come from Mesoamerica, which is a cultural and historical period from about central Mexico down to northern Costa Rica. When the explorers came over, they found these squash seeds. In fact, it's believed that Christopher Columbus took some back to Europe. The natives in the areas of Mexico down through northern Costa Rica had 3 main staples in their food groups: zucchini, beans, and corn.